Am I recording? Yo, YouTube, you don't know me. I'm Five. Guys. It's been a wild month in the NBA. It's been a wild month in the NBA. Curry's injured. Right there, I don't know where the hell he's been at. LeBron is back. Okay, I'm recording because, bro, I was just saying the intro. For some reason, I was recording. But, hey, we're recording, so I'm just going to edit this shit out. There we go. Yeah, we're here.
Got it! Troika!
Hooper didn't appreciate being tripped, and then Clay had something to say. I don't know. You didn't even.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing Clay and John Moran beefing and shit. I did not have that in my 2025 bingo card.
Shouting and yelling at the Kings bench. This is holding up the game right now. Put some respect on
Who the hell is that?
Again!
Fuck.
Shouting and yelling at the Kings bench. This is holding
Kings
up
fan or
the
something?
game right now. Put some respect on Gucci Mane's name. Bang, bang, bang. Late game killer.
Is it time to move him, start fresh, send him somewhere where he can start fresh? Is it time to turn the page on young LaMelo Ball?
We are now 1 month into the
Bro,
NBA
why do you
season,
keep talking
and
about
things are
turning
already...
down the wait, what the fuck did I just see? Hold on.
We are now 1 month into the NBA season.
The fuck is he got? Another man covering your mouth in a live televised game? Okay. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck is happening in Phoenix. But hey, yo, why do you keep saying about like moving on from LaMelo, bro? Like, at the end of the day, like I know I could beat him in a 1-on-1 if I train with an NBA trainer for 3 months. But that was it, guys. Like I said that, and everybody started going wild. Like we should trade LaMelo and shit. Like, bro, it's not that serious, guys. Like you guys can still have LaMelo Ball. Like it's cool, you know. You know what? I wouldn't even beat him, or send him to like the Heat. Send him to the Miami Heat, and then I'll be good.
And things are already
All
out
I
of
said-
control.
all I had to
the
say-
NBA is back, and it's better than ever.
I said I would beat LaMelo Ball in a 1v1 one time, and then I started hearing so many trade rumors and stuff. Him getting like shipped out of Charlotte. I'm
Today's video is sponsored by DraftKings.
I
The
didn't think it
NBA
was that serious,
right
bro.
in bonus, you will get 2
I
draft
just said like
winners
the
now.
truth
New
and
100
stuff, but then now you started getting
With
wild,
1 month
so.
of NBA games in the books, would it be too early for me to jump to some
Hurry.
wildly bold conclusions on a season that just started? Absolutely. Is that going to stop me from making some wildly bold conclusions on a season that just started?
Absolutely
No,
not.
of course not. So here is everything that happened in month 1 of the NBA in about 10 minutes. The NBA MVP race is as deep and difficult as it's ever
Luka
been.
gotta win
With
MVP
4
this year.
players right now playing out of their minds,
Come
we
on.
have reached the point
Giannis
where
don't need one
averaging a
more.
near
Shea don't need
35-point
no-
triple-double
Shea
will
don't
more
need
than
none of that.
likely not deem you the most valuable
and
player
Jokic,
in the league.
come on, bro. Jokic got too
Instead,
many.
you may just need the greatest individual season in the
Bro,
history
K
of
is
basketball
top
to be in
5.
the running. And even then, nothing is guaranteed. If there was
Crazy.
ever a time to have a co-MVP in the NBA, right
Crazy.
about now seems appropriate. That's of course if injuries don't get in the way. After rolling out their new 65-game minimum rule a few seasons ago, the NBA was hopeful that players around the league, specifically the stars, would be motivated to play more games and load management around the league would slow down a bit. Their plan has not worked. As of right now, there are
way more
123
injuries.
players either ruled out or day-to-day across the NBA. That's over a quarter
That's
of the
true.
league's
I did see that.
sideline
There's
after
been
just
so many
1 month
injuries.
of basketball. Turns out more rest might not be such a bad thing. And although staying healthy has proven to be difficult this season, scoring the ball has never been easier. So far this season, teams have scored at least 130 points. 75 times. Just a decade ago, teams crossed the 130-point threshold only 36 times over the course of the entire season. Watching the Pelicans drop 143 points in a single outing was a bit of a wake-up call, but at the rate the league is going, we should see our first 200
the
point
freaking New Orleans Pelicans dropping 143 points. How? These free throws, like how many free throws they shot that game?
game by about
I know Giannis.
tomorrow.
I mean, not
In
Giannis.
other
Giannis
news, the fate
issued
of the
no
entire
threes, so.
NBA rests in the hands of a 36-year-old on the Clippers. Thanks to the Paul George trade that happened over 6 years ago,
Wait, what?
36-year-old tomorrow. In other news, the fate of the entire NBA rests in the hands of a 36-year-old on the Clippers.
What?
Thanks to the Paul George trade that happened over 6 years ago, the Thunder own the Clippers' unprotected first-round pick, a potential lottery pick in the 2026 draft.
crazy.
The worse the Clippers do, the more devastating the pick becomes. The only thing stopping the Thunder from getting the pick of the litter in a draft advertised as the best class in years and swallowing the NBA whole in their reign
Way
of
too-
terror is a geriatric James Harden's ability to carry a piss-poor Clippers team. If giving up a
Hey, he
future
won't do that
MVP
anymore,
and sparking
bro.
a potential dynasty wasn't bad enough, being the sole cause of Warriors 2.0 is the icing on the cake. And in the most twisted way imaginable,
What
James
about
Harden
Kawhi?
is the villain who lived long enough to become the hero. Now, one of the more fun and exciting developments so far this season are the Detroit Pistons, who have won as many games through their first 16 matchups this season as they did in the entire season just 2 years ago. One of the most absurd turnarounds the NBA has ever seen,
Crazy.
propelled by circa 2000 Kobe and Shaq. Just 2 seasons ago,
Crazy.
the Pistons were a Cade Cunningham injury away from being the worst team ever. Fast forward to today, and Detroit has gotten out to the best
Nah,
start
Cade's
in the
been putting in that
organization's
work, bro.
history,
And
and they are
Durant,
now
too.
real contenders to win the East and fight for a title this year. A sentence I never thought would come out of my mouth. Meanwhile, on the
I
other
didn't
end of
think
the
I would ever
spectrum,
hear
the
that.
Indiana Pacers are
They're the number one
not
team.
doing very good. A team
the
that was
entire
3
East.
quarters away from their first NBA championship just a few months ago have mustered a grand total of 3 wins this season as quite possibly the worst team in the league. Oddly enough, there's hardly been any changes
three
between
quarters
this
away.
year's team and the team that made it to the finals
Up to
just
the first
5 months
quarter,
ago.
that shit was
They
over.
have dealt with some injuries, but the Pacers have one of the highest roster continuities in the NBA outside of the departure of Miles Turner and the absence of Tyrese Halliburton. And it's at this moment that I would like to remind everyone that Halliburton was voted as the most overrated player in the NBA last season. The same guy who is apparently the difference between the Pacers being a finals
Wow.
team and the Pacers being the worst team in the NBA.
That's crazy.
Just
I
something
didn't
to think about. After
Kyrie is
21
nice.
seasons in the league, Chris Paul announced he will be retiring after this season.
Woo!
A
It's about
sad day for
time.
the basketball world.
Damn,
and
no.
an announcement that came
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was not a. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Nah, CP3 is tough, but bro, I don't think anybody talked about that. Was he even posted on Bleacher Report? Did anybody mention this? That's kind of great. That I don't know. I don't really see any of this, but damn, they went to the Clippers right away, bro. He could have went to LA. At least had a chance to win a ring.
eerily soon after Shai
The Lakers.
Gilgeous-Alexander invited him over for dinner and brought out his MVP trophy to put on display in the middle of their spread.
Okay, guys, that's insane. Bro, what? Whose idea was this?
Thank you for 21 fantastic seasons of hoops. Now look at this trophy you never got. After a quarter of the season, we have
And
now
a
seen a
ring.
decent
Oh
sample
my
size
God.
of how the Denver-Brooklyn trade has turned out. And it looks like Michael the Play-Ins here Porter Jr. has found a home with the Nets where he can truly let it fly whenever he wants. He's averaging career numbers across the board, and many fans have came to the conclusion that the Nets won this
25 points per
trade,
game?
in which case, I guess the Nuggets will just have to settle for the 3rd best record in the league as legitimate title contenders.
I mean, as long as
Out in
MPJ is
Dallas,
happy,
Nico
man.
Harrison was fired just 8 months after the event that shall not be mentioned. And as bad as the immediate
Shall
aftermath
not be
was,
mentioned.
the effects of Nico and his shenanigans will linger on long after his departure. The Mavericks have been one of the worst teams in the league this year, ranked 23rd on power rankings with a 5-14
Cooper Flag
record.
did
Their
not
best
come and
player
make no
sidelined
difference, man.
indefinitely, and they are now, you ready for this? Gauging the market for an Anthony Davis trade. So not only did they cough up a generational talent in his early prime, but what they got in exchange
I
has
don't
been
know
so
what type of
underwhelming that
depth
they're
they
ready
have,
to
bro,
blow
but
it up
hey,
after
I hope they
14
paid it off
games
with
of
that.
Anthony Davis. The Mavericks went from the finals to what looks like it's going to be a rebuild in just 18 months. But on the bright side, the Mavericks organization said defense wins championships.
Hey, but
and
they got a
that's
lot of good players though. Like rebuilding over Cooper Flag and Derek Lively is not a bad idea at all.
what they needed. And so
That's-
far this season,
that's a
they are
good,
ranked
like, you
3rd
know,
in the league
they
on
could-
defense. So, there's that. Now, one of the biggest surprises so
something.
far has been this year's rookie class. Coming out of the draft, it was Cooper Flag who received all the hype, but it is his Duke teammate, Con Knippel, who has crashed the party and broken out as the early star of the 2025 draft class,
Woo,
averaging
18
19
points?
and 6
Or
a
19,
night.
yeah.
Flag started out a bit slow, but is beginning to look every bit of the future cornerstone Dallas hoped he'd be. Meanwhile, the team that
Yeah, I
drafted
have
rookie
not heard about
sensation
Cedric
Cedric Coward,
Coward.
my Blazers, decided to immediately trade him for, and I quote, Chinese Jokic. All of my wisecracks about other fan bases are really just internalized frustrations about my own team. At least Pelicans fans have something to smile about.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, he's not going that crazy. He's only 13 points per game. BJ going crazy.
With 2 rookies playing
15.
well, while the rest of the franchise is lollygagging around them.
Yeah, I
and
don't want
VJ
to
Edgecombe has cooled off a bit after his very good impression of a young Michael Jordan in his first NBA game, but still looks to be a contender for Rookie of the Year this season. Now, here are the power rankings through Week 5 and
My
the change in
Lakers at
rankings
number
from the
6.
preseason. The Thunder and Nuggets sit comfortably at the top as the 2 best teams in the league, with the Rockets, Pistons, and Cavaliers trailing them as title contenders. The Phoenix Suns have rocketed up the rankings from near the bottom of the NBA at 25 in the preseason all the way up to 7th in the most recent power ranking. The Raptors' 8-game win streak jumped them up into the top 10, and the complete reinvention of the Heat's offense has propelled them up 10 spots in just the first month of the season. On the other end of the spectrum are the Clippers, who have fallen from the 6th spot all the way to 21. As the basketball world...
Do you think the Wizards are ever going to be good, bro? Do you think we're going to be able to live long enough to see the Wizards being actually a good basketball team?
Clings on to the hope that they will turn it around. The Grizzlies have fallen 6 spots as Ja Morant continues to be fine in the West. The Mavericks are still learning.
Yo, that's a generational quote. I'm fine in the West. Bro has not been fine ever since he said those words.
The value of Luka Doncic and the Wizards.
Oh my God.
And finally, here are our criminally early NBA season awards, which I really shouldn't do, but I'm going to. No one can stop me. Based off of the first month of the season, here are the all-NBA teams so far. First team is Maxey, Luka, Giannis, Jokic, and Shea. Second team is Harden, Wemby, Steph, Cade, and Mitchell. And third team is Markkanen, Randall, Şengün, Jalen Johnson, and
Now, Jalen Johnson been hooping and Durant. We're a guard-heavy second team.
Jalen Duren. Tyrese Maxey, who's playing out of his mind early this season, could potentially join the 4 foreign horsemen of NBA first team. If Wemby can come back healthy and in time, he will make his first All-NBA team, along with James Harden, who is spiritually and physically still in 2019. And third team features a handful of new faces in Şengün, Johnson, and Duren. At the moment, the MVP is Nikola Jokic. The Rookie of the Year is somehow a 6'8" forward from Duke, not named Cooper Flag. The scoring leader is Luka Doncic, averaging over 35 points a night. And I don't care if he doesn't play another game this season, the Defensive Player of the Year is Victor Wembanyama. Now, for Most Improved Player, there's a handful of guys who have a case for this award up to this point. Jalen Duren, Jalen Johnson, Denny Advia, Keontae George, but I'm gonna give it to Ryan Rollins, who has tripled his production since last season and has been balling out this season. And lastly, the best team through month 1 is easily the OKC Thunder. They are very casually dismantling teams. They have the second best record in league history through the first month of the season, and they aren't even healthy yet. This team is floating head and shoulders above the league, and as of right now, they are
they're not even healthy, and they're getting a fucking top 1 pick. They're the number 1 team. They're not even healthy. And they get a top 5 pick in next year's draft.
Easy favorites as champions this season. What
the fuck?
And that was everything that happened in month 1 of the NBA season in about 10 minutes.
Yo, Kawhi, bro, saved the franchise. Like, he did it for them, you know? Hey, I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.